Are Liverpool about to make a January signing? Well, according to recent reports, there's a possibility that we may do that. And that came out last night, according to David ORNSTEIN, who came out with an absolute bomber on X last night and revealed that Liverpool may consider a move for Khvicha Kvaratskhelia from Napoli if he were to move this month. So, the Georgian winger is a sensational option for me going forward. I think is a player that I've mentioned a couple of times in the last couple of years in terms of replacing if someone like Diaz were to go. That's if someone like Diaz were to go. And I've said it before, if Diaz were to go and we got someone like Kvaratskhelia in, I'd be happy. If Diaz were to stay, I'd be happy either way. However, this is definitely a player that would be a perfect fit for Liverpool. I think he's very versatile, can play on either wing, and he's direct and he scores and adds goals to his game and assists as well. So I think he'd be definitely a brilliant option for Arne Slot going forward. So there's been a lot of news coming out though. There's been a lot of news coming out on him, and there's been a few people that have had a say. Even Paul Joyce came out last night and got involved in the situation because it's definitely someone that that does spark interest in terms of the Liverpool fan base. Is a quality player. And I also want to ask the question, is it PR from the club? Also, Liverpool have had 2 bad results. The contract situation is not looking good. And a lot of fans will say, look, it's just PR spin from the FSG. It's just trying to distract what's going on elsewhere. And I will address both situations. Me personally, I don't think it is PR. I think there is genuine interest in there. I think the timing of the release of the news could be seen as PR. Could be seen as like, yeah, you've timed this right. You've done it off the back of 2 bad losses and things like that. But I do think the genuine interest is there. And the links with Chiesa as well to Napoli, I think sort of add in and make a sort of perfect jigsaw for me. If there was a chance we could use Chiesa part of the deal, then there's a perfect option there for that to happen. It's not like Napoli will be missing out then on losing a winger. They've got a player that's played in Serie A and ripped up Serie A for many years. So I think there's definitely genuine links there. I think there's definitely genuine interest there, and that is coming all out from everyone around the club and the journalists that have come out as well. So Paul Gorska said this morning that the contract doesn't it runs until 2027. There's nothing advanced at the moment or imminent. There's nothing really coming out soon. However, there's plenty of people around AXA Training Centre that they admire this guy, and there will be certain people. I bet Arne Slot's a big admiration of him. There'll be a few players like this. There'll be certainly a list of players that Liverpool are looking at. The question is, will they get the transfer budget to do that, or will they get the go ahead to make these transfers? That's the biggest issue that Liverpool fans have. It's not the fact that we're not looking at players. We look at players all the time. And the word monitoring came up again as well. I think Paul Joyce said the word monitoring. So it's going to annoy, and rightly so, annoy a lot of Liverpool fans, and it's gonna make them think it is PR because of the same words being used, monitoring. We're just looking at the situation, opportunistic signings. When you use the same stuff all the time, again, you put 2 and 2 together, and you do get 4. And it's not a coincidence that it's come at the time it has. Like I said, I don't think it is PR in terms of the interest. I think it's used. I think it's being put out at the right time, as not PR, but like to make people have this conversation rather than think about what else is going on at the moment, especially after 2 bad results. Fabrizio Romano came said that there is interest in the Premier League for Kvaratskhelia, but and PSG are also looking to sign the player, but that has been shut down quite quickly by Fabrice Hawkins, saying that PSG do not have €80 million to spend on Kvaratskhelia unless they were to have a big sale. But I think personally, in terms of PSG, I think they'll be looking at Marcus Rashford more so anyway, just because they might be able to get him a bit cheaper because of his performances. So the English club effect though on Kvaratskhelia, I don't think it's going to be Liverpool that's just interested in this player. So I think it's going to be a straight up a bid war possibly for him. And that's where I don't get excited as a Liverpool fan, because I know we don't go to the extent of having bid wars, that we don't go to the extent of paying someone unless we have really concrete evidence of like a straight shot at him for me, and I can't see us buying him personally. If you ask me an opinion on it, but I would certainly look there, and that is if we lose someone like Luis Diaz, which is looking more likely because there's been reports about him, his dad linking with Barcelona. There's been constant reports about him not being happy at the club. I think he is happy at the club, but I think sometimes these reports come from somewhere. I think there has probably been conversations between Barcelona and maybe links to him, not directly at Luis Diaz, but I think there's been something there to have these reports. And it's funny. It's the same with the Liverpool reporters. They get told certain things from the club, and this is where they'll put it out. And this is what you're seeing now. This is why all the reporters put it out at the same time. This is why you get David Ornstein putting it out. Then you get Fabrizio Romano putting it out. Then you get Paul Joyce putting it out. Then today we've got Gorst and David Lynch speaking about the situation. 80 million euros is a lot of money, especially if we were to buy him in January. And I think we should certainly buy it. We've certainly got issues, and that need to be addressed. And certainly we need to start spending more. But even the high limits are saying like 80 million euros. That's a bit too much for a January signing, or a bit too much, especially a position that we don't need. If we were to go get a 80 million DM, that could possibly take the weight off Gravenberch and allow Gravenberch to go forward. And that 80 million was like, it was sort of paid back through performances. I don't really look at, for me personally, I don't really look at the price of players. I don't see Nunes as £85 million. What I see is a player that's not performing well. I don't like to say, and he's £85 million. I don't like to say that. I base my opinion on what the providers on the pitch. Van Dijk's is £75 million. I didn't say, that was overspent or like that. As long as he proves on the pitch, I don't care how much we spend. But I don't think we will. Certainly, if PSG don't have the money for 80 million euros, we certainly won't pay that. I think we do have the money. I just think it depends on what gets sanctioned by FSG to Richard Hughes, to Michael Edwards, whatever gets sanctioned to them to spend. And I don't think we'd ever get that sort of money to spend on someone like that we don't particularly need. But we have done in the past where we've gone for forwards. We've needed DMs before and centre backs before. We've got forwards over the line. Chiesa was one of them in summer. We got Chiesa. We didn't really need a right winger, unless it was like an upcoming right winger that could replace Salah at some point. But we didn't need Chiesa at that specific time. We just got other things that need addressing. Let's be absolutely honest here. And this is why people think it's PR. And I don't like people knocking it down like couldn't be PR, and like PR hasn't happened before. Because we followed Jude Bellingham for 3 years. We said we were this and that over Jude Bellingham. And again, I think the interest of Jude Bellingham was there, but we knew the ins and outs of the payment structure. We knew we weren't going to ever pay it, but we sort of used that Jude Bellingham thing as a cover-up for not bringing over midfielders in. For me, from what I saw from the outside looking in, we didn't bring midfielders in at all, and we needed that midfield addressing. But it was always like, wait for Jude Bellingham, wait for Jude Bellingham. And then when the report came out at the end, when we finally signed for Real Madrid, Liverpool were shocked at how much he was. How can you be shocked at how much he was if you've been following him for 2-3 years? And that's where people think things like this are PR. Like I said, I don't think this is PR personally, but I think the timing of it is measured. Let me put it that way: it's measured, and it's perfectly timed to put out. But I think the interest is definitely there. I think we're definitely looking at Kvaratskhelia. And I've also got a Georgian fan coming on as well to speak about Kvaratskhelia at possibly joining Liverpool, and also to speak about Mamardashvili as well joining Liverpool next summer. So that is something that you should be interested in and on watching when it does come out. But regarding this specific transfer, do I think we're signing on January? No. Do I think we sign Kvaratskhelia? Potentially in the summer, depending on. I think he will leave Napoli in the summer, personally. But I don't think it'd be us. I think someone else will come in, like an Arsenal example, or a Chelsea or a Man City. But other than that, I don't think we'll sign him. Certainly not this January. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and get your notification bells on because we are getting content out every single day. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.